Hello now, this is that AKAI here, okay, and this machine encounters a problem, and the problem is that the motor slowly slows down. So let me explain some things a little bit. This is a synchronous motor, meaning the speed of it depends on the frequency of the power mains, okay? These need a capacitor to keep up with every next winding of it. First winding takes power directly from the mains. The next winding takes the power from the capacitor, which is here, and this capacitor is charged during the first cycle. That's in brief how it works. So this machine is calibrated, bad word, anyway, to work on both 50 and 60 Hertz, and we can do this by this selector, 50 and 60 Hertz. So what this button does is that this capacitor here is 2 microfarads, as you can see, and this capacitor 2 microfarads is enough when we use it on 60 Hertz. When we use it on 50 Hertz, which is here, then through this button here, another capacitor 0.5 microfarads is added to the motor. A small theory is that if the power frequency is smaller, then it takes a little more time for the next cycle to come, so we need a little bit more capacitance to keep up with the power the motor needs on the next cycle. I'm not an electroniker, and I don't know if I can explain it in a better way, but that's how it is. So let me demonstrate this. So look here what I did. I put my multimeter on diode measurement, so when it's short-circuit it beeps, and this cable I put it on one side of this capacitor and one side of this capacitor. So now we are at 60 Hertz and only this capacitor is needed. But when I put this on 50 Hertz, look, you see, when I put it on 50 Hertz, let me stop that bit, this capacitor is added parallel to this capacitor, so these leads here are connected, and that's why we get the beep sound. You see? I will do now the same on the other side. So doing this on the other side, this is always connected, but it's no big deal, because then the other side of this capacitor here then is open, so it's not connected at all. So the capacitance we have is only from this capacitor. But when we put this on 50 Hertz, then this capacitor is also added in parallel, and that's why that and that, these two sides are also connected, as I showed earlier, and the overall capacitance is 2.5 microfarads. So what I noticed is that after some time that this motor is running, this capacitor here gets really hot, and as the motor slows down, this capacitor gets more hot. That makes me think that this capacitor needs replacement, and this is the first thing I'm gonna try to solve the problem of this machine, that this motor is slowing down.